Today, it's finally time to settle who is the strongest fighter in Mortal Kombat 1, at least as far as the playable characters go. But real quick, before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell down below, that way you stay up to date on Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering that game all the time, pretty much daily at this point, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell, so you're always up to date on Mortal Kombat 1 news. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, it really does help my channel out a ton. Alright, and without any further ado, let's get started. Who is the best character in the game so far? It's hands down Kenshi. This guy is the best at everything. His combos do the most damage, his offense is the best in the game, and then when it comes to defense, he's tied for number one. So yeah, when you add all those factors together, Kenshi definitely is the best character in the game so far, and I don't think that's going to change because the reality is he's in two places at once. In the hands of a skilled player, you really can't stop Kenshi. Like Sonic Fox has said, Kenshi can snuff any wake up in the game because his ghost plus his own attack will break any armor attack in the game, so you can't even do wake ups against him. And like mentioned earlier, his damage is absolutely crazy. Kenshi is casually getting 45% and even 50% damage for just like 1 bar of meter. So yeah, at this point in time, Kenshi is the best character in the game. However, that being said, there's a big catch. 99% of you watching this video will not be able to play Kenshi at this level. And that has to be said, okay? I'm gonna rip off the band-aid right now. Most of you do not have the ability to play Kenshi at that level because it's not just about memorizing combos. You also need to be able to apply pressure and move the Phantom around correctly separately from Kenshi, which is too tough for most players to do. Or in other words, in the hands of a regular player, I would say Kenshi is A tier and not S tier, but in the hands of a really skilled player, there's nobody better than Kenshi at this point in time. And then right behind Kenshi, we have SubZero, and that's because this character is a jack of all trades. He can do literally everything. If the opponent's being too aggressive, he has the ice clone, and that shuts all the offense down. And then if the opponent tries to zone him out, he can slide under it, he can use his own ice clone to absorb the projectile, or he can force the trade with his own ice ball. Boom, you're frozen. He walks in for a full combo, and yeah, this guy's combos hurt. They're not crazy like Kenshi's, but even so, the damage is very solid. I'm talking 33, 35% every time for just 1 bar of meter, or in other words, if SubZero touches you 3 times during the match, you lose. And if all that wasn't crazy enough, SubZero can just force his way in after an up block. Shout out to Super for teaching me this, because it turns out if SubZero up blocks Kenshi's zoning attacks, he can slide in and punish it from like full screen away. Yeah, you heard that correctly. SubZero's slide in Mortal Kombat 1 is downright diabolical. It can even have armor if you spend a bar on it. So yeah, it's full screen, extremely fast, can whiff punish pretty much anything. It goes under projectiles, it can be armored, and with up block, it can punish things from full screen. Yeah, SubZero is an absolute menace. Literally, the only reason SubZero is not number 1 in this game is he can't clone himself. Alright, and that's pretty much it. And then next up at the front of A tier, we have Johnny Cage. This character is absolutely diabolical. You think 50-50s are annoying? Well, guess what? Johnny Cage has 50-50s on top of 50-50s, and just like Kenshi, this man casually gets 45-50% damage combos. And those combos are flashy too, but thankfully not as difficult as Kenshi's. Although that being said, Johnny Cage does have one caveat. Okay, there's one catch. In order to play Johnny Cage at the highest level, you have to taunt the opponent and build that hype meter, but once it's built, you have the most damaging combos out of any character. So after hearing all that information, you must be asking, why is Johnny Cage not S tier? Well, the simple answer is he has no fireballs. In fact, he has no way of dealing with fireballs that well either. Johnny Cage has to spend a meter to get in, and those meter burn attacks are very unsafe on block, so it's a big risk. And then if he doesn't have meter, he needs a cameo ability, which can also be super risky and punishable on block or whiffs, so Johnny Cage has to risk a lot against keep away characters, which is going to make him somewhat difficult to play at high level. But the good news is most of you watching at the casual level are not going to have much issue playing Johnny Cage at all. His damage is crazy, he gets in eventually, and he's just plain fun. Tons of mix-ups, great pressure, all that amazing stuff. And then right behind Johnny Cage, we have Liu Kang, which is crazy, but here's the reason why. Your boy Liu Kang, the fire god himself, doesn't have any overheads. So yeah, you can just crouch block all day. Or in other words, whenever Liu Kang gets close to you, it's not a big deal, and he has to rely on zoning, but there's plenty of characters that can get around his zoning, like SubZero. He can just armor right through. And the same is true for Kenshi and other characters. They can trade fireballs with him or straight up negate his fireballs with their own. Plenty of characters can counter Liu Kang's keep away. However, the good news is Liu Kang is still very solid. His damage is insane. His keep away is really easy to do, and for a lot of casual players, that's going to be a nightmare to get around. And also keep in mind, if any cameo characters in the game have a quick overhead that starts combos, then Liu Kang is instantly S tier, because that's the only thing he's lacking. And his combo damage is really high, the combos aren't even tough to do, and his footsies, Liu Kang's footsies are the best in the game. So once again, all he needs are some good overheads, and maybe a cameo character can give him exactly that. But as it stands right now, he's right here in A tier. And then right behind Liu Kang, we have Li Mei. This character is crazy fun to play, especially at the casual level. Her combos are exciting and damaging. However, right now she has one big issue. She relies heavily on Frost for a low mix-up, and that's because Li Mei's overheads don't combo, so she needs Frost for that low mix-up to create a 50-50 and get damage, but even that can be fuzzy blocked. Or in other words, Li Mei does not have any mix-ups, at least not right now. Once again, anything can change when the game is finally out. Maybe some new cameo attacks can help her better. And the good news is, Li Mei has really interesting ways of controlling space. She has this floating lantern that pretty much denies the opponent the option of jumping, and when you combine that with Jax's unblockable ground pound and other weird mix-ups of that nature, it can be very daunting to fight against Li Mei. She pretty much gets to walk you down to the corner no matter what. So make no mistake, Li Mei is still a very solid character. She's just not great. Her mix-ups are not very good unless you have certain cameos, and even then, a skilled opponent can learn to block it and fuzzy guard the timing. But then we have Katana. Oh, poor Katana at the bottom of the barrel, and it breaks my heart to say it because I love this character, and in Mortal Kombat 1, she's really interesting. Believe it or not, Katana has more attacks in Mortal Kombat 1 than she's ever had in any of the NetherRealm games, so that's quite exciting. However, the issue is, just like Liu Kang, she has no mix-ups. Her overheads knock down, and her lows don't even start combos, so Katana has almost nothing going for her when it comes to mix-ups. However, where this character shines is whiff punishes. If she can trick the opponent into throwing out an attack and then whiff punish it correctly, she can get an easy 32-35% damage. And the best part is, those combos don't require meter, but they do require a cameo. If Katana does not have a cameo character available, her combo damage is the lowest in the game. And I mean really low. Even with the perfect punish, you're not getting more than like 28% unless you have the cameo character. So yeah, when it comes to the main characters who are fully playable, this is what the tier list looks like. And unfortunately, this list does not have the cameo characters, but just in case you're curious, Kano is number 1, and it's not even close. And there's several reasons why. Number 1, Kano's knife attack is really good. You can summon it whenever you want to, and it's great for extending combos and controlling space and even breaking armor because he throws 2 knives. And that's the best part by far. If it was just 1 knife, it would not be that big of a deal, just armor past it. But the fact that he throws 2 means it's guaranteed to break armor on most characters, and that's super strong. And then on top of the knife ability, his Kano ball is also really good because you can charge it and get this, make every throw guaranteed. Because even if the opponent breaks your throw, the Kano ball still hits them. It's guaranteed. So yeah, Kano is godlike. When it comes to damage, Sonya Blade is the best cameo. Frost is pretty cool too, but they're all summons, which is inherently bad. And then at the bottom of the barrel, you have Jax, unfortunately. His unblockable is really good, but unfortunately, it hits you and the opponent, so you're both taking damage. And then on top of that, his projectile's not that good, and his anti-air throw is way too specific. It has a tiny hitbox on it, and it's very specific, so it's hard to make it work in most combos, and the timing is also weird. So yeah, unfortunately, Jax is just a bit lacking in this game, but anything could change before the game's final release. And then finally, just for fun, do you know what character I think is going to be the best in the game when it finally comes out? Your girl Sindel. And that's because Sindel takes your cameo away. She takes your combo breaker away. That's right. And then for the final nail in the coffin, she can even use your cameo against you and then use her same 2 cameos in the same combo. So 3 cameo summons in the same combo, and you don't have combo breaker because your cameo is gone. Yeah, Sindel is crazy. On paper, I think she's going to be the best character in Mortal Kombat 1, unless her combo damage is just terrible or something. Because get this, on top of all that crazy cameo nonsense, she also has zoning that looks very similar to Gabal's. Her air projectile recovers almost instantly, which means she can zone with no risk. And on top of all of that, don't forget about her scream because it restands the opponent without meter. So yeah, just guaranteed follow-up from her scream with cameos. It's gonna be so ridiculously good. Yeah, I might be jumping the gun on this, but it looks to me like NetherRealm made Sindel top 5 on purpose, and she might just be the best character in the entire game. But we can't know for sure until the game is finally out. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below what your tier list looks like, because I really do read every single comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. And then if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.